What's up, everyone? One more vintage cube for you guys' viewing pleasure, and for my practice, I'm hoping to give myself a chance to go to Las Vegas and play the live vintage cube. So yeah, why not practice a little bit? I'll start my draft here with the Animate Dead, and I'm taking it over. I would say Sheldog Isle. I would say Narset, Chain Lightning, but yeah, I'm pretty clear Animate Dead here. We are once more playing single elimination, so yeah, let's see how long this video is. To follow up the Anime Dead, we have Necromancy, which is a card I have to take. Necromancy is thankfully the best card in this pack, I'm fairly sure. I mean, maybe you can make a case for something like Arid Mace or Tropical. I also like Dismember, but we definitely want to, get it out of the pack to not let any of our opponents get any ideas here. Generally, I really like that start because now we're kind of setting ourselves up to, not pass any reanimation stuff and get past like Premier Cards Pack 2. So pretty nice. Wow. Third pick Demonic Tutor. This is the dream. So this pack must have been incredibly strong. Demonic Tutor makes sure that a card like Entomb would be absolute bonkers. That would put us up to 2 copies total. Yeah, wow. Incredible. So now 3 times in a row, we have been able to take the best card out of the pack, and every time that card, is good with the other cards. So that's the dream, really. Okay, so now we're back down to Earth. We have a Dark Slick Shores or Charter Course. So Charter Course is a card that can get fatties out of your hand, which is not bad. But if we're playing blue-black, we really need the duels. Dark Slick Shores being a tier 2 fixer is not amazing, but I think it's a good investment into the future. There's also the chance we don't even play blue. In that case, yeah, I still like taking the land over. Sorry, I still like taking the land over the, let's say, B tier option. So now I can take Collective Brutality, which is kind of a on-color way to get rid of cards in my hand. Creatures, rather. Or I could take Through the Breach and try and play red-black and have some redundancy when it comes to, sneaking things into play and... oh, sorry. Sneaking things into play and maybe reanimating them afterwards with a full whammy. I think between those two, I like Through the Breach. So we speculate a little bit. We let go of a B tier card, but we speculate a little bit here. So now it's kind of the third time in a row we have this, incidental way to put creatures from our hand into the yard. I think we should take that card. Pyrokinesis, the only red card. I mean, this True Never Treasure Cruise. Let's say we were a control deck with, fetches, cantrips, removal, then maybe Treasure Cruise. But for now, let's take the Shredder and live the Reanimator dream. Right now, I have a land that backs up the blue, and I have a better red card. So that does add some interesting spice to this draft, I would say. It's not just smooth sailing. It was for the first 3 picks, though. So I'm not going to take that for granted. So no good red card here, I would say. You can argue Seasoned Pyromancer is decent, but it's better to just take the better blue card, and we already have a land for the color. We already have another Seasoned Pyromancer-esque type card. So take the days here. We could end up like blue-black control with some kind of reanimation package. I'm actually curious if Grave Titan is wheeling this draft. I doubt Grave Titan is going to wheel, but who knows? Who knows? Okay, the days I really like. 7th pick days is, I'm excited for that one. The Breach can be off of like some random splash. Sometimes it's a bit iffy to find reanimation that are good with Through the Breach, but let's see. Interesting. So I think I'm going to go Oliphant here over Blackcliff Cliffs. Both are hopefully red fixers, but the difference is Oliphant works with reanimation and Oliphant works with duels down the line. Let's say this was a Badlands, then this pick would be very hard. Thankfully, it wasn't. So a lot of bricks here. I guess I'd say Lingering Souls. Really don't think I play that card, though. Okay, pretty nice. Very late Creeping Tar Pit. We take it over Archfiend. I'm setting myself up for, blue-black with some Through the Breach splash. There are definitely some creatures that are good to reanimate, but not very good to Through the Breach into play, but hopefully we can find some crossover. On the horizon here is hopefully Volcanic Island, Badlands, or the corresponding Shocklands. I guess I will settle for a Triumph to connect with the Oliphant, but let's see. I really like the start to the draft. Trying to be, blue-black reanimator. Let's see if we can see some of the bigger creatures. It's definitely possible that I missed a few already, but I'll try and look more carefully. 10 picks in, and most likely these 10 cards will make my deck, and Lingering Souls will not, so very, very good spot to be in. Here's Shallow Grave. Shallow Grave and Through the Breach are typically good with the same amount of the same type of card, so let's take that. Looks like the Grave Titan did not wheel. I mean, Bazaar of Baghdad, we can take it, but I highly doubt I'm playing that card. So let's see. We set somebody up with Grave Titan, Dismember. What else am I thinking about here? Collective Brutality, Chart, of course. Somebody else could be doing this. Let's say opposite side of the table, somebody opens like Gristlebrand, Atraxa, Reanimate, Entomb, stuff like that, and we could be up against an enemy here. Let's take the Waterlogged Grove. There's some world where I get, I don't know, Oko, Pest Infestation, Grist, and then maybe we play the Waterlogged Grove down the line, but let's see. So the thing about this draft is, after having seen the boosters, blue is not really open, but I kind of want blue as my secondary color because I have, I have good fixing, I have a little bit of interaction. Shredder can help put a fatty into the yard from the hand. And if it turns out somebody else speculated on, similar reanimation stuff, that might not be open either. So we might not get everything. So we really have to be assertive when it comes to picking up stuff for our deck. The absolute best card would be Entomb, but I'm also very happy to check some big creatures off the list here. But funnily enough, if there's like, I don't know, Mox Emerald versus Entomb, I'm taking Entomb here, which is not unique, but it's pretty distinctive for this type of situation that Entomb is just incredible. And the context can lead you to take it over power sometimes. All right. One pack in, and I'm happy with where we are, but it would be nice with some, awesome opens here. Here's Moxjet versus Sheldred, so that's not going to be too hard. On-color Mox, let's go. Sheldred, amazing. Ragavan, great. Stripmine, great. Ignoble Hierarch, great. Let's see if we can set up the order here. So Mox over Sheldred, over Ragavan, and maybe Ignoble and Stripmine are pretty even in my book. Maybe Stripmine is better. Pack one, but now it's going to be fairly obvious which one is better in your deck. Yeah, let's take the Mox. Not much to say there. Incredible pickup. Accelerating your own game plan with one turn is amazing. This is a great pack to analyze because Underground Sea and Ponder are better in my deck as it stands. But Exhume is trying to, get reanimation stuff out of the packs and not leave any hope for other drafters. It's a bit unfortunate. I already have 2 lands, which is not bad. Maybe I just take the Ponder. Very tough pick. I'm going to take the Ponder here. Yeah, I'm not too happy about that. That's not how you want the packs to look like, because you basically want the packs to be 1 or 2 cards, and you definitely don't want to give the other black drafter any ideas about the reanimation stuff. So I could definitely see taking Exhume there would be better, but here we are. Here's Sneak Attack versus Volcanic Island. Interesting. Sneak Attack is interesting redundancy when it comes to the Red Splash, but Volcanic Island is one of the premier lands that actually allow us to make the Red Splash. Wow, that's actually a very tough pick. I'm going to take Sneak Attack here. I think if I remove that from the draft, I'm going to have a higher chance of finding the good fatties. Barragoyf is an awesome standalone card, but It is what it is. Is there any way I'm not blue this draft, and I should have thought about that when on the ponder pick? Maybe that's an interesting tiebreaker for the ponder versus exhume pick. So I think now it's time to take a theater to lock up the Oliphant connection. We take the theater over something like Corpse Dance, Lotus Petal, and Pyrogoyf. All of those cards are quite equal. I really like Pyrogoyf, but here we are. Let's take the theater. Interesting. Duress is like this bread and butter clear the way card. That's awesome. Bat is similar, and Inti has some potential synergies. So yeah, I guess I take Duress as the sure thing here. Great option to have though. So right now, Shallow, yeah, my deck doesn't do anything until I kind of connect on the Through the Breach sneak attack. I really hope to get some good creatures soon, because without those, my deck doesn't do anything. I have the Demonic Tutor for redundancy. But right now, I have a million ways to produce a creature from the yard, but I don't have the creatures, and I don't have the means to put them there. You can argue that Through the Breach and Sneak Attack are reanimation enablers by themselves, basically. And that's better than having, the Charticosis and the Collective Brutalities of the world. So right now, we're playing into this pile of cards potential. We don't have it anywhere close to fulfilled right now. Sometimes you have like a good mix of, tutor, cantrips, enablers, reanimation, fatties already, and we just have to, fill in the gaps. But that's not the case this time around. Here I can take Infernal Grasp or Proving Ground, I guess. I guess Mutt as well, but with Through the Breach and Sneak Attack, I'm not too worried about having fatties in hand. Let's take the removal here. So we passed Exhume and Sheldred this pack. Maybe I'm not doing myself any favors here. The more I think about the Ponder pick, the more sad I get. Here's Blood Crypt and Xander's Lounge. Do I care about untapped black-red? Do I care about Xander's being all three colors? I probably care about Xander's being all three colors, unless I really want to register a lot of basic islands in this deck. That's not an easy one. Untapped is so huge in decks like this. Blue. Okay, I'm actually going to take Blood Crypt here. It's a tough call. What do I have here? I have Crabomination, which is not nothing, so I guess we can take that card. Taking it over, I don't know, Soul Guide Lanterns, Rafine's Tower. But this card is not particularly strong with Sneak Attack. Might as well hardcast it at that point. Shallow Grave is looking like it might not make the deck. Let's see, is Dig Through Time any good in this deck? The other cards don't do anything, so we might as well take it. Let's see, what do I have here? I have a little bit of cantripping. Not the best Dig Through Time deck, but I might pick up, like, I don't know, one more fetch, one more discard spell, one more cantrip, one more removal, stuff like that. And then once you cast Dig Through Time in the mid-game, you basically set yourself up to 1-2 punch the opponent pretty easily out of a 40-card deck with a combo in it, so this card could be good later. The Red Splash now has 3 sources. Is Thought Scour any good? Randomly Thought Scouring yourself is not bad. Better than Retrofitter, I imagine. Also, it's good with Dig Through Time randomly. Baragoyf Wield. Ow. Okay, we can take Baragoyf. That card is solid. So Thought Scour is currently good with Baragoyf and Dig Through Time, and randomly hitting a creature, so yeah, pretty strong. Here's Corpse Dance. So now I have all of the hasty reanimator type cards. On Earth, right now, I only have 2 cheap creatures, but I might play it, who knows? Proving Ground versus Mutt. I'd probably take Mutt here. I don't know if I'm playing it, though, but it's like a Charticourse Brutality type card. And Vindicate. Okay, so now we really need the fatties. Still, Entomb is highest on my list. Big boys. Mox is very hard to complain about, but funny thing is, Mox is not going to win me the game, so I still need to connect. But yeah, awesome pickup. Recurring Nightmare, I don't really need it with my setup. I really like the Emperor. Let's see if we can wheel that card. Nethergoyf is solid. Here's Flash. Do we believe? Yeah, I think I should believe here. Flash is strong. It'd be cool if I can wield another Goif. And now I have so much stuff here that needs fatties. Come on now. But I'm pretty sure I set somebody else up with the Exhume. Well, at least gave them hope, right? This is a very interesting draft because it looked like I was smooth sailing with Animate Dead, Necromancy, Demonic Tutor, right? But that's not really the reality here if I don't see any big creatures. We can tread a little water here and take Badlands out of the pack. Very strong pickup. Now my splash is complete. I would happily take big creature 3 packs in a row here. It's kind of funny. And I don't care a bit now right now if it's Eldrazi's, Worms, whatever. I'll take those cards. No such luck. This looks like a Night's Whisper to me. Let's see. Spelljacker. Let's take Night's Whisper. Digging into your deck when you're unfair is just strong. Big creature, please. Time is running out here. I think realistically I have 3 or 4 picks. And I think I need 2 big creatures in order to make this come together. Flash, Torsten, Flash, Worm, Flash. I mean, I think the ship has kind of sailed on Atraxa, Gristlebrand, Archon, but I hope I'm wrong. Anxiously waiting here. The way the deck looks right now, let's say I round out the deck with like 2 mana counters, cantrip, Hymn to Torok. It's just not able. It's just not capable of winning games here. What can it be? Big creature. Grief? Grief is a good one. Can't complain about that. But yeah, as I said, time is running out. This is not looking great for the home team. And here's another reanimation spell. Funnily enough, I got all the reanimation in the world, but nothing to spend it on. So there's that. I'm going to remove the haste reanimators to the sideboard already. So even if I just get 1 big creature that's good with Sneak Attack, Flash, and Through the Breach, I have some redundancy thanks to the Demonic Tutor. Ooh, I almost missed it. Here's Worldspine Worm. Worldspine Worm is amazing with Flash, good with Sneak. Can't be reanimated, though. Can be instant reanimated, so there's that. So those guys might be back on the menu. Don't mind if I do. Add the Worm. This is so funny that the packs can break in a way where I just don't get there, and that's just too bad. Okay, here's Mind Twist. I think I like Mind Twist with the double Mox definitely more than Bronco because of the higher mana value. I mean, Frantic Search is fine and all, but I think I have to hedge my bets here, and I think the next pack is the absolute last pack I'll see. Come on now! 1 big creature, Eldrachi, Emrakul. Who's gonna want Emrakul and stuff like that? I have everything, but it didn't work. Let's see what this is. Money Pal, Clear Cutter, 6 mana, Reach. When it enters, create a Ox. Okay. When you attack, draw. So this card is a 4-man's reanimation target. I guess I pick that card up. What do we have here? We have the Emperor that I actually like a fair amount. Let's take that. Here's another Goif that is another, normal way to play Magic and win the game. Here's good old Nathan that I'll also play. So let's see. Sneaking in this card, does that work? When you attack, draw a card. I mean, animate that in Necromancy, you can, kill your opponent's creature and reanimate that. Like, that's not... You don't have to do anything broken with that. Is there any way I'm playing this Mortuary? I don't think so. I think Unearth could be back on the menu. I mean, the green land doesn't do anything. Maybe the End is going to do something. I don't know. Huh. So I wouldn't say I got there, but this is playable. Flash Worm. How does this work with Flash? Poorly. Okay. Yeah, Flash Worm works. We have Demonic Tutor. Okay, I mean, this is not amazing or anything. Let's see. The sneak attack and through the breach makes sense compared to the haste reanimators. I can take Croxa here. Is that good? Might be. Hmm. I don't want to cut blue. You know, I could cut blue down to Ponder and Flash. Let's see. 1, 2. But I don't think that's the way to do it. This is actually a very, very tough draft to maneuver. I could have dug my own grave when I passed the Entomb here. It's tough to say. I think somebody else just got like Reanimate or Entomb or Gristlebrand or Archon, like stuff like that, somewhat early and kind of wanted to stick to that plan. So that's the reason why I didn't get. And also, somebody must have had like Channel because I didn't see any Eldrazi's, I think. It's also very possible I did and I just missed it. So let's see. 6 slots left, so I have to make a few cuts here. There's something about sneak attack that isn't very good because most likely I'm just gonna put one card into play. So maybe the through the breach is just better because I can if I have 5 mana I can do it on one turn and I don't need double red. Roxa's probably not in the deck. Let's see, how does this work? I have 8 mana sources in 8 spots. So I think I have to cut one more card and I can register a deck. Okay. So maybe it's the let's see. How many cheap creatures do I have for Nethergoyf? My opponent kills any of these. Unearth is fine. Maybe that's a bit on the low side, so we can cut Unearth. Okay. 2 drops. Okay, this is not ideal, but this can win games. I have double mocks. I have some solid black cards, and I have a sketchy reanimation package and a through the breach for the worm specifically. So through the breach and flash only work with this one card ish. Yeah, this doesn't really count. So putting this into the yard and reanimating it is not going to be that amazing. Maybe I actually don't even play that card. Can I play anything else? Maybe, is it just, no, it's not the sneak attack. Could be, let's see how many red sources do we have for Croxa. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's not going to be that one either. So maybe I just play on Earth. I think that's okay. All right, strange draft that I kind of brought upon myself. So let's see, no mountains, no forest. How many blue do I have? 1, 2. This is not a blue. I don't have 2 blue built in, so I actually need a lot of blue here. Let's see if I can go for 6, go up to 8. Black 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 3. That's 10. Sounds about right. So we have 10 black, 9 blue, 8 blue. Sorry. Okay. I mean, playable deck. I didn't get enough mileage out of having through the breach and sneak attack, that's for sure. But we end up with some solid 1, 2, 3s, and hopefully this deck can win games. I will submit. See you guys for the matches. Round 1. I won the draw here. This Daze is something I cannot play for a discount, but that's fine. It's still a 2 mana counter. It's a 2 mana counter if I go tap land turn 1 instead of developing the Nethergoyf. Let's see what I draw here. The thing about the Nethergoyf is, okay, that's actually a decent draw. And I'm going to go Swamp Nethergoyf, I feel like. So even though this is a 1, it's still nice to develop the card. Could have gone Island here, but I think if I'm dazing something this early, I'm in a bad spot, so I would rather try and daze something later that hopefully isn't legendary. Concealing Curtains is annoying. Basic island, terrible draw. I think this is alright. It does make it so that Demonic Tutor or Flash isn't a good draw in case my opponent takes the worm, but if they leave the worm, I have some upside in my deck, which is fine. I am getting hit for 3 here. My opponent either does not have a land or has a tap land. Okay, here's tap land. They know about the days now. I'll cycle this on Earth before my turn, get, 2 more draws at it at the Flash, which is how I predict they need to win this game. Through the Breach is another one. 16 here. I don't have infinite time. Cycle into bad card. Here's Through the Breach. Okay, so play land, attack for Uno. So now the question is, do I want to... I'm trying to see if I can I do enough chip damage before this game is over that the worm is actually lethal? Or is it better to guard against the damage from Halfling? I'm actually gonna guard against the damage from Halfling. Because if my opponent leaves back Halfling, I'm kind of preventing 1 damage. My opponent doesn't want to play into days, so there's something there. They go to 13. I would have gone to 12, maybe, so that's what I figured. Kind of buying a turn. Let's see if this days is also buying a turn. Looks like it. Here's Birds. Here's Urborg. Dark Confidant. That is a card I cannot do anything about. Another terrible draw. So now I think what I should do is attack with Tar Pit, because it might end up mattering with the Willspine damage. So animate Tar Pit. I'm bad against removal here. It is what it is. I think it's a good attack. Wonder if the Nethergoyf should get in there as well. Stay back with the Nethergoyf. Don't kill my Tar Pit. It is kind of a risky play, but let's just say my opponent flips something semi-expensive here. Like a Mox Emerald. No, but I think it's trying to win the game play. I'm attacking for a bunch of trample next turn. Let's see what my opponent has to say about that. It looks like a good old Primeval Titan. Very good card. My opponent took a turn off last turn. So this Mox actually made days irrelevant. That's brutal. Very brutal stuff. So now my opponent can attack for 5 if they want to. I'm thinking about whether to trade with the Confidant or not. Opponent returns to Urborg. I feel like I should take the damage. Okay. My opponent does not give me that chance. So now, try and Through the Breach. Force a chump. So what happens if I attack with both? Let's see. What happens if Primeval Titan eats Nethergoyf? If my opponent double blocks here, takes 13. Yeah, that's not a good play. But this could be a good play. I don't think my opponent can go to 2 here. They did go to 2. Wow. With Dark Confidant in play? At least chump block with the Confidant there, man. Wow, the opponent just lost the game for no reason. Yeah, that's not good. The opponent should chump block with Confidant, get that out of the way. Preventing the 1 damage is not what it's about. It's about not flipping something that kills you there. Wow, okay. I mean, very happy with stealing away that game, but That's sometimes how it is with Magic. Sometimes the game is right there for the taking for the opponent, but you have to play your outs, which is sometimes that the opponent makes oversights. So just how it goes. Pretty nice from the position that was kind of hopeless and randomly getting the job done. But let's see. Can we do anything smart against that deck? I don't think so. Super tough. We kind of need to either have a good draw or hope for some miracles there. So once more, we don't have, anything broken to present, but we have turn 1 duress. Can dig a little bit. If we draw a flash or a demonic tutor, we can go nuts. And then we can cast Mind Twist as a Hymn to Torak or discard 3, depending on what happens. Opponent's on a mulligan. So ideally, no turn 1 Accelerant, and we can kind of duress our way. Generally, if the opponent's already on a mulligan, we're happy to trade resources. Ooh, the opponent's on the good old double Mox deck like me. Interesting. Turn 1 Psychic Frog is incredible in all formats, and Vintage Cube is no different. So let's cast turn 1 Duress. Take the Ritual. Oof, this is brutal. So basically, I need to get to a spot where I play out the Barrogoyf, and my opponent only has one shot in the chamber at giving Psychic Frog flying, or I draw removal, I guess. Infernal Grasp. That is not Infernal Grasp, but it is a card that is managing my opponent's graveyard. Is that good? It's fine. Let's play Emperor. Is there any, let's see, whenever one or more... So this card can never get rid of Whirlspine Worm. Here's Sheldred. Yeah, this game is probably over. I need Flash very soon. The opponent discards a card. Gains a little bit of life. Draws. Yeah, this is atrocious for me. Grief. I guess if my opponent has some crazy creature, I can do something. No, not really. So I can attack with the Barrogoyf, but that's not gonna do much. It's gonna mill over some stuff. Turn 1 Psychic Frog, turn 3 Sheldred is incredibly hard to beat. Maybe I just do like this, get rid of Mind Twist. That card is never gonna do anything. Go to 13. I guess Surveil. Don't want the Blood Crypt. Yeah, that was a bit too high card quality. Turn 1 Psychic Frog. Oof. Could have griefed there, but I'm not sure. So I can chum block over here. Maybe I just... Okay, let's try the double block here. I don't have no idea if that works. I have 4 power. My opponent needs to discard 2 cards. Yeah, it's not really a big deal. They even discarded 3 cards. Okay. Fair enough. I'm at 9. What can I draw? Here's Through the Breach, which is kind of funny. Barrogoyf, land. My opponent can give Psychic Rock flying, and I lose the last 2 life here, so I'm dead. All right, game 3. We definitely can't beat that draw, so let's see if we can dodge an absurd draw and maybe even do something absurd ourselves with Flash Worm. Okay, this hand is cool. Pretty solid. Turn 1 Nether Goyf. If I were to grief, what would I exile to grief? I feel like with how last game went, I kind of want to grieve early. So maybe I get rid of Mind Twist, because if I reach 3 mana, it's better for me to reanimate a grief, or like my opponent even showed Primeval Titan, etc. So let's pitch the Mind Twist to turn 1 grief. Very interesting. I think I'm supposed to take the Sheldred because that card is something I want to reanimate later. And then I go kill my opponent's Deathrite turn 1 because Deathrite also manages the graveyard. That does make it so that if my opponent finds black mana, there's a Dark Confidant all of a sudden. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to kill it Deathrite. And then I have 2 draws to find the land to get Sheldred in on time. There's the land. My opponent doesn't know about that. So I kill the Deathrite, attack for 2. And then even if my opponent produces a Confidant here, Wow. Great play, great play. So the 2 cards we didn't know about was Urborg Thoughtseize. Great for the opponent here. Dodging Disaster. But I'm still checking away here, so that's fine. Take Through Time is not a good draw right now, but could be in the future. If my opponent plays Dark Confidant now and gets attacked down to 8, all of a sudden the clock is really ticking. So, yeah, we're putting on good pressure here. The opponent has 2 unknown cards, though. 2 unknown cards and the Dark Confidant. Here's Dark Confidant, so now all information is out of the opponent's hand. Island. Island makes me 1 closer to casting the Dig Through Time, but casting the Dig Through Time would grow my Nethergoyf all the way down, so not exactly ideal. My opponent knows about the Dig Through Time, so I don't have to take any actions. Brainstorm is a good old legacy trick. The opponent's not too interested in flipping, Primeval Titan or whatever. Now at least my opponent can set up 1 free turn of Confidant, which is really working in my opponent's favor. Worth noting is that I have double black available because of the opponent's Urborg. Could come in handy. Okay, the opponent's willing to go to 5 here. Something nice. Ooh, baby. Demonic Tutor. So, creature, instant, enchantment. So, let's see. Demonic Tutor. Maybe animate that the Sheldred? Yeah, that should be a good play. Demonic Tutor, animate Death the Sheldred. That's the best standalone card, so attacking first for good measure, put my opponent to 4, pass. If my opponent flips a 2-drop, they're dead. I like those odds. Alright. And that's the 2-drop. So we got the job done here with just exactly clutch the game out against the opponent's Dark Confidant. It just goes to show this card was once an incredible powerhouse of a card, but this time it just, I mean, obviously combined with some aggression and some, damage output from me, but yeah, we just got over the line with thanks to opponent's Dark Confidant. I feel like game 1 was my opponent's to lose. That was definitely hazardous. You can argue here it's not very nice to block a Nethergoyf at that stage of the game. My opponent is having a hard time dealing with it. Then my opponent needs to, bank on flipping, land into good spell, and actually digging deeper. But I feel like we got away with one here. So we survived the single elimination quarterfinals. That means next up is the semis. Don't go anywhere. Okay, semifinals of the Vintage Q single elimination 8-man tournament. Opponents on the play. Opponent took a mulligan. What am I looking at here? I'm trying to look at potential here. So before we just say, oh, I wanted to have one land, let's ship it back. So there's a world where I go draw, play tap land, draw. I might have to go to cleanup. I can get rid of the abomination. Then from there, the animate dead, demonic tutors of the world are incredible draws. Nethergoyf is kind of mediocre here. Dig takes forever. Yeah, this card is not. This hand is not strong enough, but it's valuable to go through it. This is an interesting one where this hand has potential, but this hand also doesn't do a whole lot. I think I'm supposed to get rid of Duelist of the Mind here and play into, drawing the Worm or Demonic Tutor as a way to turn on this hand. I have Duress and hopefully Mind Twist in the meantime. Plains Pass. So this hand is not very good against aggro. Let's see if the Duress even misses. Okay, it doesn't miss. That's awesome. Wow, Containment Priest. Containment Priest is amazing against my deck. I guess I'd take the Virtue. Containment Priest, that might even be unbeatable. I have one removal spell, I believe. Dace? Here's Demonic Tutor. So this is like, if my opponent responds here, I think I'm getting Daze now, which is kind of funny. But then my opponent can get it back, so maybe I shouldn't do that, actually. Yeah, this is problematic. Very problematic. So maybe I take do I take Barrogoyf? Let's see. Enchantment, sorcery, sorcery. I'm gonna play. So that's only a 2/3 Barrogoyf. What a terrible situation. What's the alternative? Something like taking Infernal Grasp and try and draw the worm? I think I have to take Barrogoyf here. And then maybe take a turn off where I'm casting either Mind Twist or Thought Scour, depending on what I draw. Containment Priest. That card crushes me. Otherwise, I could have gone Demonic Tutor, Worldspine Worm, easily win the game. Because I decided to... Wow. Okay. Yeah, that was just going to be tough. But because I decided to duress the Virtue, the Reclamation... Wow. Should I have... No, I couldn't see this coming. I didn't know about the gut. My opponent is saying, well, I had a Containment Priest. Now you cast a Demonic Tutor, so you're not setting up any broken things, right? Very good logic. Let's see if we can spike the worm, I guess. Worm. No worm. Let's see. On Earth. I think this ship has sailed on the Mind Twist, so let's discard that card. Abomination. Okay. The thing about Abomination is it can randomly lead to good things. Let's see. When it enters, target opponent exiles top card of library, one random at hand and one random from the graveyard, and then I can play one of those. Yeah, it's not amazing. And I'm getting beat down here. My opponent can now go Savine's Reclamation on the Priest. Sacrifice the Priest, attack for 10. At the very least, unless my opponent drew something better. Even Chain Lightning, so I'm at 3 life. Yeah, I'm just getting run over here. The Priest really crushed me. And then the Gut basically arrived and said, you don't have that many turns, buddy. So if I draw Mox, I can through the breach the Abomination. That, yeah. Chain Lightning me down to 3. I like that play. I'm not sure I should show my opponent my plan here. If I play Baragorf, I just lose to the Menace creatures. Okay, brutal reality check. Can't sideboard anything. My deck is not... It might mean my deck barely got there on playables to begin with, so I don't have a sideboard here. Okay. That's definitely a slice of humble pie playing against Containment Priest. My deck doesn't have, like, that good of a disruption suite. I have a single duress, a single spud removal, and a grief, and a daze. Like, it's very bad control deck. I need to do my broken things in order to have a good deck. Pretty easy mulligan here. Pretty easy keep. I think I'm supposed to bottom the Emperor here. And once again, lean into the potential of finding the Flash. Turn 1 Ponder. These cards, eh? So is it better to Thought Scour away those two? Probably. Sorcery, instant. No, I actually don't think it is. I'm actually going to shuffle here for 2 reasons. One, I give myself the chance to spike Flash now or in the next draw step, so I have turn 2 Flash. 2, the types there wasn't important enough that for the Baragorf that I will take my turn off with the Thought Scour, mill over the next 2. But it's tough. I could see that being a mistake. Draw, Flash. Not Flash. So I think what I'm supposed to do here is go for a Theater. Develop that. It's not a Flash, but it is turn 3 Baragorf, turn 4 Grief. It's always tough if my plan B here is able to hang, or I'm supposed to dig more aggressively for plan A. Here's Baragorf. I expect my opponent to either have the 5-drop Adventure Enchantment or Containment Priest here. That's the one. Virtue is fine. I have a 2/3 Goif, which looks like it's good stats right now. But my opponent plays Chain Lightning, so who knows? Apparition on the Baragorf. Yeah, that's brutal. Especially because the Apparition is now protected by the Giver. Flash? So this is a good example of how just playing solid stuff up the curve is going to get the job done against a combo deck that doesn't get there. Scale Lord. The opponent can go Ancient Tomb, Scale Lord. This is atrocious for me. I'm taking the Scale Lord. I'm then losing my Grief to Unholy Heat. Or my opponent can play the 5-mana enchantment. Yeah, I'm just getting destroyed here. I like, from my opponent's point of view, playing the enchantment out. I'm going to block over here, prompt my opponent to give it protection. Then I can use the Grasp to actually get a 3/3. This is obviously very bad for me. I think I need to draw the Flash now or I'm dead. We have 2 cards, Flash and Demonic Tutor. Oh, the Giver gets untapped here. I forgot about that. Okay. Okay. One of the worst blocks I've ever seen, but it is what it is. Okay, that's going to do it. We got utterly destroyed here by Boros. Sometimes that happens. And Containment Priest into a very, very scary curve here. I did what I could, digging for the Flash. I guess I didn't do what I could here. I prioritized the Grief, which may or may not have been a mistake. It's tough to say whether I'm supposed to. How big is the sense of urgency? I can get a couple of cards deeper before actually losing the game. If I get to this card, I can through the breach and maybe win the game. So definitely some food for thought whether my plan B can hang or I'm supposed to, go all in and dig for my broken stuff. Definitely interesting. I really enjoyed the draft portion of this one. Started off so smooth with the DT. No, sorry, Anime Dead Necromancy DT. Then things got complicated. I had to pass some black cards. Blue wasn't really open, and then in the end, I was kind of scrambling with the Crabomination, and I get the Worm last minute. I end up sideboarding my Sneak Attack and my Haste Reanimator. So yeah, a lot of stuff went right. Like I got double mocks. Obviously, didn't draw them, so didn't matter too much in the games. But on paper, that's pretty darn awesome. But yeah, that's why we play the game and we play again and again because in the short term, anything can happen. Also, winning two times in the same match and the opponent Dark Confident trigger, not the most normal stuff, but yeah, I'm excited. That leaves more room to play more in the future, and I'll definitely do that. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.